everyone, my name is Bianca. Many of you know me as Planatomy on Instagram. In today's video, I will be showing my setup of the Louis Vuitton PM Agenda in the Koala pink. The difference between the regular Louis Vuitton PM Agenda and the Koala is simply the clasp as well as the color on the inside of the cover. I got the Koala because I do love the uniqueness of the clasp as opposed to the regular strap. I've just been loving how simple I've been keeping my planner. I know lately there has been a craze of turning the planner's rings from the actual Louis Vuitton rings into the Giglio 16mm rings or the Krause rings. I actually have not found myself doing that as of yet because I really found simplicity in how I set up my inserts now. So I'm just going to get right into it. So the inside of my planner is the pink. I don't keep anything inside the pockets. I haven't actually found anything that I liked to keep inside these pockets, and I typically don't keep anything in card pockets. One of the reasons why, especially with canvas, is because as you keep a lot of things in the card slots, the canvas starts to stretch and it causes the side of the planner or whatnot to bend, and I really don't like when that happens with agendas, so I tried not to do it with this one. So the first thing you see is my dashboard. I haven't found anything that I liked for my dashboard either, so I kept it very simple with black and white speckles. This actual plastic dashboard I bought from Type A for Alexa on Instagram. She is known for her fold-out dashboards, and she normally makes these dashboards for planners that are sized personal wide, personal A6, whatnot, but I asked her to make it because the fold out is the size of a PeanutsPlannerCo sticky note, which was perfect for me because even though she said that they may be too small for 3x3 sticky notes, they would still be perfect for the PeanutsPlannerCo ones. The PeanutsPlannerCo sticky notes are 3 inches by 2.5, so it works perfect for this flap and also pocket planners in general. On the inside, I keep a year at a glance from PeanutsPlannerCo. Most of my inserts will actually be from PeanutsPlannerCo, so that may sound pretty repetitive. These dashboards are top loading, so I just put a design on the front and the year at a glance in the back. I found that with these small rings, so the Louis Vuitton rings are, I believe, 10mm, which is the smallest on the pocket planner ring market. And I found that I had to substitute a lot of things and try and find new ways to keep the things that I wanted in here. I have been transitioning to minimalism, which I talk about a lot on my Instagram, and I found that when I was setting up my planners, my aim was to make it as stuffed as possible or as chunky as possible, and I found that that just wasn't really functional for me in the end. I would be really scared, I guess, anxious to flip open the other pages of my planner when I saw that there were too many pages already in it. So I decided to go to the basics and really minimize, which is why I was able to make the 10mm rings work. And I also was able to print all of my inserts on 20-pound paper, which really made a difference in what I could keep in this planner, as this planner is my everyday carry as well as my main planner. I also keep page flags on my dashboard fold out. These page flags are to remind me that I need to work on certain things or to fill out any pages in my planner. So right now I just wrote on permanent marker the 2 medical school application systems that I will be using to apply, and I just needed to remind myself to work on those applications. On the first page, I keep a brain dump section, which is just the Filofax blank pages. And I had these in my storage, and I figured I could use them quite well to just open my planner and write down anything that I needed to do. I keep these at the front of my planner because it has the most bulk surface to write on, as opposed to I usually keep all of my completed notes in the back, which I will show. My dividers, I only have 4 of them. I have inbox, 24/7, money, and archives, and I wanted to make my dividers really quirky. I got the inspiration from Sin and Nicole. I will tag their Instagrams in this video. So yeah, I just keep a few sheets that are blank of the Filofax blank pocket-sized inserts to write down any quick things that I thought of and that I need to work on. My first actual section, see how I'm already struggling to turn the pages, which is what I don't like, but they don't bother me too much. My first section is my inbox section. When I think of an inbox, I think of an email system where you just get a ton of emails a day and you'll get to them later, you put them off, and you know you're gonna have to deal with those emails, but you don't want to deal with them at that moment. So that's what I did with my inbox section, is I just put some Filofax to-do sheets and I write down any to-dos that I have to accomplish, and then I can just cross them off, highlight them, scratch them out, and move on. I got these to-do sheets from a previous planner, and I don't want to keep storing any inserts, so I found myself really using up my storage, and I don't have much guilt in scribbling anything out like I do with my printed inserts that I print from PeanutsPlannerCo. I really just wanted to use these inserts up, and these are great, and they're serving a function, which is moving my way toward minimalism there. So after my to-do inserts, I have these fold-out yearlies. So my first fold-out is the monthly daily tracker, and I actually wrote on the back because I didn't want to write on the front and then write on the back for the next month. I wanted to motivate myself to really use the insert, so I wrote on the back, which it does sound kind of silly, but I just didn't want to have to continually see it on the front and realize I have to keep working from the back. I'd rather do it the opposite. So what I keep track of is just any vitamins, medications I'm taking, self-care things, keeping track of water that I'm intaking. Am I reaching my 8 cups a day goal that is right now? And a check mark means I met that goal, a slash mark means I didn't, and an X means I did it, but it's not a good thing. So like, I didn't meet my H2O goal, which was kind of consistent, which is bad. My next insert is another fold out from the yearly bundle, and I'm using this one to actually count how many ounces of water I'm drinking a day. So right now my goal is 64 ounces, and I wasn't doing so great in May, but June I really stepped it up. And I got this idea from Planning with Alo on Instagram, and this was a really helpful idea that I liked. My next fold out is my women's health fold out, so I'm pretty much just keeping track of my time on the pill and the red tide, so a little bit private. And on the back of the insert, I will keep track of any doctor's appointments that I have, just so I don't have to have a separate insert for it. I just want to see when I go to the doctor, so if I ever have to make another appointment and they say, when was the last time you came to see us, I can say, well, I came to see you in February, which I do have to fill out later. My next section is my 24/7 section, and I named it this way because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to keep yearlies in here, any monthlies in here, what weeklies or dailies I wanted to use. And my systems are always changing, even though I want to reach planner peace, but I didn't want to keep like a yearly name, a monthly name, a weekly name. I just wanted to keep it pretty simple and quirky. So I just put 24/7 because it just signifies to me my week and what I'm going to do moving forward. My first thing that you see on the left is my PeanutsPlannerCo sticky note that is an appointment sticky note, but I've been using this to mark down any important dates. I didn't want to keep an actual important dates insert in here. I wanted to save some space, and I found that using the appointment sticky notes would be great to just mark down any upcoming appointments or any specific things that I need to do at a certain time. So I wrote submit med school app. I didn't put a date or time yet, and I put my upcoming dermatology appointment. So I wanted to save space and use my sticky notes without hoarding them. I separate my week that I'm on using the Filofax clear ruler, and I was really struggling trying to figure out what insert I wanted to use for the summer, especially since I don't have much going on. So what I decided was to get these inserts, which is A Week on a Page by PeanutsPlannerCo. What I really like about these inserts is that, first of all, they don't span 2 pages, so they save space. Second of all, they're very simple, and I don't feel obligated to fill every column or every insert out. It's very concise. So what I'm using these inserts for is to put down any actual appointments that I have throughout the week. So like Wednesday, I have a 2 o'clock meeting with a professor. I'll put that down. Or Tuesday, I have a doctor's appointment. I'll put that down. Then any important tasks that I have to do throughout the week, I will put in this right-hand column. I will check them off and highlight them as I go. And because I have so many things in my inbox that I need to tackle but haven't been, I am going to put those in the rest of the boxes that are empty or that I can do. In this way, I am setting a goal and a timeline for when I want to get those inbox to-dos done without ignoring them in the front of my planner. This box I normally keep empty, but sometimes I'll put a sticker in it. And at the bottom there's a small tracker that I like to put when I post on Instagram or when I go to the gym. It's just a small tracker that I can change despite the larger tracker that's in the front of my planner. So I just keep about a month's worth of those weeklies in here. The next thing that I keep in my planner are these Filofax dated weekly inserts that I got from a previous planner that I was using. I didn't want these inserts to go to waste, and I figured they took the stress away from constantly dating inserts as well as trying to be perfectionist with my inserts. So I've been using these Filofax weekly dated inserts for messy pre-planning, so any appointments that come up or if they get canceled, I can just write them in. If I go to the doctor's and I make a follow-up appointment, I can just scribble in the next date that I plan to go see the doctor again, and it's not stressful at all. It's not like I'm printing my own inserts and using up ink and paper, and when I'm done I can just throw them out because I don't need them anymore. But since I found a new usage for those Peanuts Planner Co. sticky notes, I think I may extinct the use of these Filofax inserts in my planner. I'm not sure yet. I still like having them and using them, but they do take up a little bit of space. I mean, they're really thin, so they don't bug me too much, and I may just give them away. So I just keep those in here. Next section is aptly named money. I didn't want to put anything called finances. I just thought that was too technical. I just wanted to be nice and quirky and to the point. So the first thing I have are these stickers that are basically money stickers. I don't use them and I don't really plan on using them, so I should take them out, but I just like how they look, especially behind the divider. So first thing I have is this to buy insert, and what I was doing was, in my previous planner systems, I would just have 3-4 of these inserts filled out with things that I didn't need to buy. They were just things that I thought I wanted and wanted to just add it to the list and wanted to buy them later. But because I found minimalism, I found that I didn't want to buy all those unnecessary items, so I just keep one sheet in here just as a running to buy list of things that I absolutely do need, and when I'm done, or if I feel like I don't need them, I can just cross them off. So it's been really motivating to just keep my needs in the front of my head and not want to buy every single thing that I see. My next insert that I have in here is a yearly bill tracker, and I've been using this insert to just keep in my head the different subscriptions that I have running in my bank account, because there are some purchases that I would want to make that I need, and just to have these in my head to remind me that I have these purchases going on automatically can really help me budget for the rest of the month. So this insert is also from Peanuts Planner Co. and I just have all the different subscriptions that are running. I have to fill out the actual day that they're being billed, the amount, and then when they get billed, I just check them off the list. These bills do not vary in price, so it just keeps it very simple for me to keep track of them here. Next thing in my planner is this plastic page marker, also from Sesavi, and it marks my spending tracker. So I keep the page marker here because when I was going out and doing purchases, I never filled out the insert that I had in my planner, which was such a bummer because this insert serves the purpose for me to obviously keep track of my spending. So I keep the page marker here now so that when I open my planner, it is right behind the Filofax page marker that I use to mark the week, and I can just quickly move here to fill out any spending that I did. Any return that I did, I just mark it with the gray mild liner, so I don't really count that towards my overall spending for the month. So I just keep one of those in here to also motivate me not to spend and to not feel the need to completely fill it out. I have a pay dates insert. This is from Peanuts Planner Co., but it's the old version that someone had sent me when I bought their planner from them a while back, and it was printed on very thin paper, so I wanted to keep it in here. But I haven't filled it out because I wasn't sure if I wanted to actually keep that information in my planner. God forbid if this gets stolen, or even if my friends want to take a look inside my planner. I keep a home binder, an A5 binder filled with this information so I can keep track of it at home. And I just wanted some of this information, like spending tracker and my subscriptions, to keep track of it as a satellite, so when I go home I can fill it out in an overall keeping everything binder, because everything in here, once it gets filled up, it gets tossed, recycled. So I didn't know if I wanted to keep that secure information in here. Same goes for the savings tracker. I wasn't sure if I wanted to fill that kind of information out, but they don't take up much space because they are on very thin paper, so I just keep them in here in case I do change my mind. This folder is from my friend Lynn at Mullet Plans on Instagram, and it was just a prototype thing she made where it has different sections that I can put little scraps of paper, and I thought it was really cool, and she offered to make me this one, and I keep it in here because I like it. I keep the money stickers that she sent in here, as well as a die cut of my name, just a little something, and I also keep a bank card in here. My next section is archives. I didn't want to call it a notes section because I feel like a notes section is something that I'm continuously writing on, continuously keeping notes in. I wanted to just keep a few simple inserts in here that mull over my head as I'm out to reference or whatnot. I don't want to keep a ton of notes inserts in here. But I do have some things that I am working on to also keep in the back, hence archives. First thing is my book insert. It's just a list that I want to grow of books on minimalism that I want to read, so I keep it in the front to kind of write on, but I don't necessarily access this every day, so hence why it's in the back. I was trying to figure out a planner system in which I have these kind of notes inserts but also keep it really functional for me, so I just use all the notes pages that I own, so all these Filofax notes pages, I just want to use them up before using the Tomoe River paper booklet. I bought this Tomoe River paper book on Etsy that I want to use as a brain dump section after I use up all of my Filofax note pages that I use for brain dumping, and I also wrote keep some notes pages in the front to brain dump, which is what I'm doing, and archive in the back. I wrote here use up sampler perfume and sample masks before using full containers. Again, just something I brain dumped to motivate me to use up what I have, because in the past when I've bought makeup, I've just always been inundated with samples, and I don't want to throw those samples away because they're actually good quality product. So I want to use those up and keep track of what I like and what I don't like before I go into a full skincare plan. I also have a brain dump here for a car emergency pack. So I want to be able to build a medical pack for my car, God forbid, in case something happens, and I've just been taking notes on what I wanted to keep in that pack. I just have some questions that I wrote for going to see the doctors, and then after that it's just empty notes pages. So I'm about to finish up my Filofax notes inserts, which I'm really happy about. Here is just an extra freebie insert from PeanutsPlannerCo. It was printed on very, very thin paper, so I just kept it in here, and it's also printed upside down, so I thought, why not? Next is the actual notes that are archived. So I keep them separated using this star acetate that I bought from scrapbook.com. First thing in the archives is my clothing wish list. So I want to start building a more synchronized capsule wardrobe that are basically all matching items. So instead of just buying random patterns and things that I probably will never wear again, I wanted to build a more concise capsule wardrobe, and I just kind of brain dumped the things that I would want in it. You may see some themes because my next insert is just another archive of like my favorite colors, and I know that that sounds kind of silly to write down, but these are just some color schemes that I want to remember if I go shopping and find something on that capsule wardrobe list that I want to purchase. I want to make it more of these kind of colors, mostly dusty rose, mustard, gray, white, and black with the occasional rust, pink, and whatnot. So I just keep that as a list in here. My next insert is a major project planner insert, which is declutter. So I want to destash what I have, get rid of my photos that are clogging up my iPhone, just things to keep working on throughout, that it doesn't necessarily have a deadline. They're just things I want to make sure I keep working on, so these are in the back. I have a content planner in here. I have a categorized list insert from PeanutsPlannerCo that I was going to use to mark down any makeup that I like, the samples. I haven't figured out what sections I want to put in these columns, but I'm gonna work on it. I have a grocery guide, so every time I go to the grocery store, I always want to buy the same things instead of just going and wondering, what should I buy this time? I want to keep some healthy things that I need to make sure I always buy when I go to the grocery store. Just have another notes page and a prayer page. And my last thing is I'm using this as a page lifter. It is from Planner Press. It's a girl with a messy bun, which I liked. I also like that it's printed in black and white. And on the back it says Hot Mess Express, which is what this all is. And I cut it in a way where when I close my planner, it covers the pen loop, because the pen loop is very tiny and I have not found the pen that I liked to be that small, so I don't use the pen loop. And I don't keep anything in the back pocket either. So that is my Louis Vuitton PM agenda setup. I've been really loving this size. I've been loving using this as a main planner and an everyday carry. I may change the rings out to 16mm, but as you can see, I've been really making everything work, especially with 20-pound paper, so I may or may not switch into 16mm rings. And that is everything as far as I can tell. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below. Also check out my Instagram. I talk way more about my planner setups and minimalism there, so go check that out. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!